Could this be the guitar that changed the course of rock history? In the bustling dockside city of Liverpool, Harold Harrison went out to buy his son a harmonica, but came back instead with this guitar. George Harrison took to the guitar with relish and set about learning a few chords. As fate would have it, 6 months later, George would meet a lad named John Lennon, and the fate of rock history would take an unavoidable turn for the better. It didn't take long for the boys to gain success. 1962 saw John, Paul, George and Ringo sign their first major contract. Things were about to get a whole lot wilder. By 1963, Beatlemania had officially hit the UK. Girls screamed in hysterics as the Fab Four strutted their stuff on stage. But this reception was nothing compared to what awaited the boys across the pond in the USA. Their arrival at JFK Airport was greeted with screaming fans in fits of passion. Selling 1 million copies of their first album in under 10 days, the Fab Four finally cracked the American market. On February the 9th, 1964, 73 million viewers, that's 40% of the then US population, tuned in to the Ed Sullivan Show to watch four lads in strange outfits with their crazy mop tops bopping out tunes. The American crime rate dropped that day. And shortly, the Beatles occupied the top 5 spots on the American charts, a record that is yet to be broken. The Fab Four only toured up until 1966, but the screaming of the fans was just too much to compete with. Instead, they embarked upon an illustrious recording career, concentrating all their efforts into studio techniques and composition. The 1967 album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is often cited by many music aficionados as being the first and perhaps best rock concept album. Songs such as Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Strawberry Fields Forever and I Am the Walrus marked the psychedelic period in the band's social history. '68 1968 saw the Fab Four embark on a spiritual journey, spending time in India, learning the arts of transcendental meditation and yoga. But things did not remain blissful for long. Later that year, Thomas Murray had the great fortune to photograph the group as they went around London for the day. According to Thomas, the group were in high spirits. But unfortunately, this was one of the last times the group would be together to be photographed, all in the name of fun. John, Paul, George and Ringo were drifting apart. The death of their manager and the intensity of John's new relationship with Japanese artist Yoko Ono are often cited as the main reasons for the group's demise. By 1970, Paul McCartney made the move to dissolve the 10-year partnership. Unfortunately, the Beatles were never given the chance to reunite. On the 8th of December 1980, John Lennon was shot by a mad gunman in New York. It was the end of an era. But for many, Beatlemania is alive and well. The music, the hairstyles, the fashion and the art of John, Paul, George and Ringo lives on in the hearts of millions.